because none of you will like to join. Now we are going to a new chapter, second chapter, which is called variable load problem. Just 1 second. Hmm. Let us start our second chapter, which is known as variable load problem. First, we have to understand uh, first you have to understand what is the load of the for load. What is the meaning of load in the in a power plant or in a total power plant setup? The load required by a consumer does not remain constant. Load requires means the demand, how much you are demanding. The problem is, as an individual, we are using certain amount of power. As a family, we are using a certain amount of power. At a group of family, say locality, we are using a certain amount of power, but as industry of different capacity, we are demanding or using power of that according to our requirement. The problem is this requirement varies from man to man, house to house, plant to plant, company to company. And there is a huge gap of demand from all over around the around 24 hours slab. This load requires changes time to time. It is not constant throughout the time, throughout a 24 hours. It may vary. It may reduce to a certain extent and it can increase to a certain extent. And it can be moderate or medium to a great extent out of 24 hours. Unless you know how much you have to produce, you cannot produce power. So you have to understand how much load or how much power you are supposed to produce to feed your network. Now, how it is done, being done? This is the load, means how what is the load on the power plant? What is the demand of electricity from the power plant? Now, this load, it is required by consumer. Problem is, I have just told you, it does not remain constant with respect to time. This time may vary extremely variable. It can be a per hour variation, maybe a per day variation, per month variation, even per year variation. And it fluctuates according to the requirement. It fluctuating throughout the day. Sometimes that is really fluctuating according to the monsoon, or hot season is required more, but cold season it will less. But in certain places where they are using high amount of heating for the room or the house, etc., their demand is not very less than the heating hot season. What we do during the uh, electrical generation is we generate the power in the power plant itself. Then it's sent it to the electricity is sent it to a step-up transformer. The voltage of electricity is generated, which we are using say 220, 225, 240 volts. It is being generated by a step-up transformer initially, but step-up transformer is not generating the voltage by our domestic amount. Sometimes it becomes 400, sometimes it becomes 220. But step-up transformer is creating voltage over a thousand of volts, and it is transmitted along very high voltage line, high voltage in lines to subscribe substations from miles, maybe 100 miles away from the power plant. We have to supply this voltage to certain substations. Substations also have transformer, nothing more, nothing less. And these transformers now step down transformers, which reduces the low voltage by this step down transformer itself. Thus, voltage was reduced to our, say, for the um, For the domestic purpose, it is 220 volts. For industrial purpose, it becomes 440 volt. Is all generated by a step down transformer before you are distributing different consumer itself. Some of the transformers are producing 440 volt for the power plant, for the different plants, and some of the transformers are produced 220 volt for certain for the domestic purposes itself. Now, here we have a curve defined as or known as load curve or load demand curve, or which shows the load demand variation with respect to time. This is defined as load curve. Means it's with the demand of the load, or variation of demand of the load with respect to time is known as load curve itself. If the time is in hours, the load curve is known as daily load curve. Say if you per day you want to know the load, 24 hours you know the load, that you can make the load curve, and your load curve is called daily load curve. Now, if the time is in days, say monthly basis, you want to know the load of the month, it will be monthly load curve if the time is in months. Now, for if the load curve is for the year, it is known as annual load curve. So daily load curve, monthly load curve, and annual load curve. Three types of load curve already we have defined. These type of load curves are useful in producing annual requirement of energy and capacity at power plant design, which means all these monthly, weekly, daily, monthly, yearly load curves are demanded, are required and formed by professional ways to know the demand or know the generation demand of the power plant itself. You see, here we have the daily load curve itself from 12 o'clock in the morning itself, 12 o'clock in the night. We are going to 12 o'clock in the noon, then going back to the 12 o'clock in the night again. Total 24 hours. Say 3 a.m., 6 a.m., 9 a.m., then 12, 3 p.m., 6 a.m., 9 a.m., like this. So after each 3 hours, within the span of 3 hours, we are constructing the load demand. The load we are constructing is like this. It is a total a curve. It is moved up, say it has very certain high limit at say around 8 a.m. in the morning, then goes down to up to the noon, then goes up around maximum to 7 p.m. in the evening. So there is an average. This is the average line, average of the load curve drawn here, and the peak load, and this is the lowest load. This is defined as peak load, and this is defined as the average load. These are the two important loads we are supposed to know. When planning a power plant, two basic parameters are to be decided on: the total power output to be installed, kilowatt mast, size of the generating unit, the total power you are supposed to install, how much, how you know from the load, how much the maximum power you can supposed to install, and there is an efficiency of your plant. That is an important factor for your generation. So you have to, according to efficiency and according to your load, you have to generate the power output. The total power output per year. All depends on the requirement. You have to know the capacity or size of the generating plant, how much the generating plant is supposed to produce. With the installed capacities that we have done required to be determined. How will you know this installed capacity? Total power requirement and size of the generating unit, fast demand. Fast demand expected, maximum growth of the demand anticipated, minimum how much we have to produce, then how much this growth of demand will be improved. Then what is the reservation policy? Growth of the demand, you have to anticipate how much the power you have to keep on reserve, because you cannot produce all the it is useless to produce in at the time of low demand. At the time of high demand, if you can't produce, then you'll have power cut itself, which generally happens in the Jharkhand area and also other parts of the country itself. Now, so growth of demand and how much reserve of power, how will you reserve it, etc. Its reservation policy is to be required to know. Next is what is shown here is the amount of the typical hourly variation of energy demand for different type of electrical load and curves of total load at a metropolitan area. For a town, for other metropolises, what is the average typical hourly variation of demand is there. So for residential curve, this is the time from 12 o'clock night and now 12 o'clock night to the 12 o'clock noon, and it will night itself, 12 o'clock night to 12 o'clock noon, from 12 o'clock noon to again 12 o'clock night itself. For the load curve, it is for the winter, it is going up like this. And for the summer, it is like this, and from here at 9, it is going up. But in winter, due to this, you know, due to this high demand of electricity due to running the heat room heater itself, this is variable here like this. So requirement in load is higher in winter, and maximum load is here and minimum load is here, that there will be average somewhere in between. And in case of industrial load curve for one shift, there is more or less zero at the beginning, say at 12, it was at certain amount, then slowly but quickly the production picked up. At 9 p.m. the production became maximum. Then at around 12 there may be a lunch or something, so power has been dropped a bit. Again it started up to 3 and slowly is reduced up to class 12. And possibly this industry do not have any night shift like this, so it has only running its domestic and surrounding power. So here it is the minimum at 12 o'clock in the night itself. The commercial load of the shops, hospitals, etc. Here, at late night, there is no operation or no shops will open. So it is more or less at the minimum, only the surrounding lights, only some security lights, etc. is required. And after 6 a.m. in the morning, it starts going up. Means shops are opening, hospital starts functioning, all the operation theaters are operating, everything is going up here. And at around 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. it is the maximum. Then it starts moving downwards. Then more or less the job of the hospital is finished here during this time, and it is reducing again to the original load itself. The urban, total urban traction load type. Here is also the load is similar to this industrial load curve, where the initially it is started at 12 and finished at 12. It is minimum lower. It is started and went with the maximum at 9, then dropped to the 12. It is dropped to a certain extent because demand is less, and again it raised to the maximum demand around 4 to 5, and then dropped to the 12 itself. Achha. The winter, the load is that street light. The street light is more or less same. This is for the winter. In the night at 12 to 6, street lights are all glowing, and from 6 in the evening, up to 12 stages are all going, more or less same in the daytime or night time. But in winter time, there's less period of daylight is less. That's why its requirement is comparatively higher than the summertime, where period of day is comparatively more. Next is water pumping load. It starts and doing maximum load at a certain section when maximum amount of pump is required. Then a pump is stopped and slowly variation is reduced up to class 12. It is almost nothing, just to keep the cooling portions or alight or something, or the corresponding lights are open like this. So these are the different types of load curves of different types of application. Application we all familiarly know, that is residential load, industrial load, commercial load. Next, the street light, urban traction load, and next water pumping load like this. Now, here comes the size of the generated units. Now we have to decide how we can decide that what will be the maximum size of the generated units. We have gone through the different load curves. Now we have to first find out what is the variation of load curve during 24 hours. So from what is the minimum, what is the maximum, what is the average in all summer, winter, other holidays, intermediate days, weekdays, intermediate days. Mainly, we in the week, the Sunday or other holidays, the load curve will vary. So we have to consider the variation of the load curve for 24 hours. For summer, there will be load curve. For winter, there will be load curve. There is a weekdays, load curve will comparatively less maximum load, and there's on the holidays, load curve will be less, comparatively less. The total capacity is connected to the electrical grid. So what is the installed capacity? A grid of electrical grid means an electrical line, a supply line from, say, Ranchi to Chaibasa you have to supply. What is the total capacity of the unit connected to this grid, which is required equal to the required load or more or from less? The minimum startup and shutdown period for the unit. Generally for power plant it requires 2 days. So we have to 2 days to start and 2 days to stop. So that will not help you. So you have to keep the power generator, if the power plant running without much provision of reducing the temperature generated in the furnace. So it will be a certain generator if temperature is maintained, and you know in the low, comparatively less period, but low period or for peak period, you have to run the generator quickly so that it can boiler can produce electricity according to the demand of the peak load itself. Next, you have to plan the maintenance program properly. For any industrial equipment requires maintenance, but the power plant requires more frequent and more accurate professional type of maintenance, because it will affect the supply of the power plant, the power of throughout the country, or it will affect the output or all sort of work throughout the country. Now, what is the plant efficiency versus the size of the unit? Say installed capacity, say 2000 megawatt, but plant can, as per the efficiency, it can produce only 1500 megawatt or so. So we have to very clearly that how much the maximum we can produce with this type of power plant itself. The price and space demand per kilowatt versus size of unit. The space demand, price and space demand per kilowatt versus size of the unit. What is the size of the unit and what is the space it are occupied, and what is the price demand? Price is required to install this test per kilowatt size of the unit. So how much the cost is required to produce 1 unit of power, that you are supposed to know for it. So there are 6 points. Load curve, you have to analyze the load curve, total capacity of the unit required, maximum startup and shutdown period, maintenance program, and plant efficiency, and price and space demand per kilowatt of the unit itself. For estimation maximum load, the most useful load tool is the construction of an hypothetical curve of the load. So you have to know hypothetical means it is not actual, but as per our experience, we will know we can build up this curve nearest to the actual itself so that we can use it. Now, figures here shows the typical load curve on a metropolitan area from which the maximum demand can be estimated. Several factors within the electrical power industry in these figures are defined below. I will show you the figure. The maximum hourly load curve distribution curve is demand, and figures here shows the typical hourly load curve in a metropolitan area from which the maximum demand can be estimated. So different load curve which I have already shown here. The what is the typical hourly load curve in a petroleum area is given, from which the maximum demand can be estimated. Although this is hypothetical, which is not proved but nearest to the actual, the several factors which used in the electrical supply industry in this regards are thus defined below. How can you define? What is the different factors? That is first defined as load factor M, which is defined as average load over a given period of time interval and the peak load during the same interval time interval, say from 12 p.m. to 6 a.m. What is the average load demand? And 12 p.m. to 6 a.m. what is the peak of the load which you can produce? So this is the load factor, and you see the load factor should be more than 1. Otherwise, you have to cut out the power plant to convert the power crisis itself. So load curve will be kilowatt hour produced an average in a year divided by maximum kilowatt hour multiplied by 8760. 1 year is, we will assume that 24 hours multiplied 3650, etc. multiplied by 365 days, it is more or less equal to 8760 hours we are running the plant itself. That if a plant has a peak load of 1000 megawatt, but the average annual load is only 350 kilowatt, the annual load factors will be only 0.35. So the average load is much less and the peak load is much high. So you have installed capacity much higher than the required capacity. So the load factor here will be only 135. As most of the capacity underlying is the remainder of the year remain unutilized, and so the cost will be high because all the additional capacity we have installed is cost effective. Now the average load is estimated by define the area under the load curve by the time period considered. If you plot and calculate the area under the load curve divided by 24 hours, because we know the time period is 24 hours, then we'll find the average load itself. So here the average load which we are using, can be calculated like this. The area under the load curve itself divided by 24 hours for using the load curve. Capacity factor or plant factor. Average load divided by rated capacity of the plant. What is the average load? And this is, we have calculated already calculated. This is the area under the total load curve divided by 24 hours. 24 because we are running the plant for 24 hours. So average factor, capacity of the plant factor is the average load divided by the rated capacity of the plant itself. So from the average load, we come to the capacity factor because we know the average load, which is the area under the curve divided by the 24 hours. If we divide it by the rated capacity, we'll get the capacity factor or kilowatt generated within a year, or divide by the kilowatt installed by 24 hours into 365 days. So average kilowatt generated in a year we can calculate from our load curves, and that will be decided by the installed capacity multiplied by 24 hours a day and 65 a year. So that is kilowatt hour generated per year divided by kilowatt installed multiplied by 8760. This is the capacity factor, average load divided by installed capacity. Average load generated divided by average load installed multiplied by 8760. If the rated capacity of the plant is equal to the peak load, means how much it is going up, what is the required capacity is equal to the peak load itself, then the load factor capacity factor will be equal, numerically equal. Means the load produced load required divided by per unit hours, or divided by, or the capacity divided by the average load divided by the installed capacity of 24 hours. These are will be numerically equal. But the difference between the load factor and capacity factor is a very input, has been an indication of the reserve capacity itself. And load, how much average is required, in capacity, how much capacity exactly we have. So what is the limitation gives us a indication of the required capacity itself. Now, the reserve factor, how much load you should reserve, because loads are valuable. Loads are varying from time to time in a day, time to time in a year, time to time in monsoon or summer or winter. So we should have certain way of reserving certain capacity, certain method, technical method reserves capacity, so that you can release this reserve load when at the peak season without uh, trying to run the capacity full hours and reduce the plant capacity to half in different hours itself. So that reserve factor is kilowatt installed divided by kilowatt maximum is equal to M by N. That is equal to load factor by capacity factor. So reserve factor becomes the load factor divided by capacity factor, which means, just 1 second. The reserve factor itself is the load factor by capacity factor. By load factor, you know the average load over a given time interval and peak load during the same time interval. That is the load factor. And capacity factor, you know the average load and the rated capacity of the plant itself. What is the average is produced and what is the maximum capacity of the plant that can be produced. So each consumer here has a connected load. Each consumer here has a connected load, which is the sum of the continuous ratings of all the experiments and outlet of the each consumer has a connected load, which is the sum of continuous rating of all the equipments and outlets of the consumer circuit. The maximum demand is the maximum load which a consumer can use at a time. It will always less than or equal to the connected load itself. So consumer, everybody has a connected load, means certain amount of load is being connected or distributed to him, and which is equal to the sum of continuous rating of all the equipment and outlet of the consumer rate. So continuous rating of all the equipment and outlet of the confidence certificate means how much consumer will be absorbing will be visible from the meter itself. The maximum demand is supposed to be equal to the maximum load with the consumer uses at any time, and it is always less than part equal to the connected load. Now, what is the demand factor? The actual maximum demand divided by total connected demand. So, what is the maximum amount of power we are asking or we are generating, and we are asking for producing, and divide by the total connected demand. What is the total demand which is connected to it? The time distribution of maximum demand, the time distribution of maximum demand for similar type of consumer is increasingly measured by term diversity factor. Now we came to the time. What is the maximum demand and what is the connected demand? This is the demand factor. Now we are time to time we are changing our demand. The max total time distribution of maximum demand for similar type of consumers is increasingly a time diversity factor. It is the ratio of the maximum demand of the individual consumer and the simultaneous maximum demand of the whole group. So what is the maximum demand for a section of the domestic houses of a particular person is required, and what is the maximum average maximum demand throughout the area is required? That is called diversity factor. That is DIV, the sum of the individual consumers group and actual power load of the group system. So individual consumer, what you are having the maximum and sum of add all of them, but actual divided by the actual, what is the actual power load produced by the plant itself, that is to be divided on. The diversity factor is illustrated in the figure. It is going to be diversity A plus B plus C plus D. I'll go to the next page to show you. The diversity, the system of individual consumer group at peak point of the system. So all individuals demands we want to select. So we get all the demands divided by each of the books, all individual demand, then divided by the actual peak load of the system at that particular area. So that is the diversity factor. It is given by A plus B plus C. Say A is one of the consumer, B is one of the consumer, C is one of the consumer. There are three, and their total required capacity divided by the total pickup capacity divided by the maximum capacity, which is supposed to be generated, is may not be equal or equal to 0 itself. The diversity factor helps the consumer to improve the load factor and economical projection generation of the power plant. So all these factors are required to calculate the node, what is the load required and what is the generation capacity of the plant. How much we have to run, how much we don't have to run like this. And all these things remains a major important factor in power plant distribution system. Now we are showing the diversity of load consumer groups, means how much loads of the consumers are consuming is diversified, means how much is changing throughout the day. And load curves of industrial capacity country on typical water and summer days, reciprocation of different factors. So first, There is a residential area, there is certain required function. Uh, this is the industry coming up for his pay, users then go back. And the total load from and total load again, if we addition add the different portion or to the certain house, and total load generated is thus given as the topmost portion of that load curve itself. What is the difference between winter and summer? It is the say in some cold countries. So winter power generation is more because always in the winter you have to keep the power generated and keep your room heat. Otherwise you can't survive. And summer is not that required, so it is reduced to a certain demand. So what is happened here? Load factor, average load divided by peak load, use factor, peak load divided by peak capacity, and capacity factor, average load divided by plant capacity. So here we have the peak load here and average load, average capacity is here, and total capacity of the plant itself. Here in hours, we have the peak load here. Here the hour is changing in this line as per this peak load, and there a certain average line is going on through this peak load itself. Okay, time is nearly up. Let us stop this discussion. I will contact in tomorrow morning again.